Hey everybody, as freshman year comes to a close, I filmed my first wedding yesterday, and I thought it might be beneficial to go through literally all the gear, which I have right beside me, that I used on the wedding, and I'm just gonna go through every piece, through all the boxes, how I organized it, some of the pros, cons to gear, and complications that I did face on this wedding day. I thought it might be beneficial to teach you some lessons that I've learned, and I might do this with just about every wedding as I learn new things. It's definitely a learning experience. Things go wrong, but you just have to work around it, and it was very fast-paced and hard work, but I had a great time doing it because it is what I love. So to start off, there are a few pieces of gear that won't be in the boxes because I'm using them to record right now. I have the Canon 70D 18-135 kit lens and the Rode wireless filmmaking kit, which is also right here. So I can show you the transmitter. It's plugged into a microphone that is getting the audio of my voice right now. That goes on top of my main tripod camera in order to capture the officiant's voice. But I faced one major issue with this setup. Somehow in the process of the officiant putting the recorder in his back pocket, he managed to hold down the power button and completely turn it off. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into some of the other gear that I was using on the wedding, and we're going to be able to show you that right now. So to start off, I have this huge Pelican case. It is the Pelican 1550 case. Works great, really protects my gear. And I also, if you check this out right here, I have everything labeled. I got these stickers. They say Ethan Britt Films, Professional Videography, Raleigh, NC. And you're not able to have your hands on the gear at all time. Basically, all my gear ended up in a storage closet, and people were going in and out of there all the time, and I just want my stuff to be labeled. So even if someone did get the crazy idea to steal something from me, they at least have to see, like, all right, this is someone's stuff, and they're gonna be held accountable if we find the person that were to steal something. But that, I'm not really concerned about that. It's mainly just a labeling feature, so I know like all gear is mine and goes in my cases and it's no one else's. So let's get this thing right open. So it's really padded well. I have different stuff. There's openings here simply because I am using like the filmmaker kit. So we got a Canon charger, we got a Rode VideoMic Pro, that went on top of my Sony a6500, and then I had this Rode Video Micro, which went on top of the Canon 70D, just to capture the other audio, which ended up being very beneficial because the other recordings didn't work out. This case holds my lavalier microphone, which is actually on me right now, and then I have an extra lav just to be able to connect to maybe the bride or the groom, but usually the groom, if anyone, because the bride's dress isn't exactly appropriate for doing this sort of thing. Okay, we've got tons of extra batteries, which brings me to another point, which is charge all your batteries beforehand. Do not show up to a wedding expecting you're gonna have time to charge anything, because if I hadn't prepared for every possible scenario that I knew could happen, I would not have been prepared for all the things that went wrong. So definitely the main key point to bring back about getting ready for a wedding is know that things are gonna go wrong and you need to fix and have everything charged, everything ready to go, every possible detail that could save you time before the day, prepare for that. So on the day, when you're running out of time, you're getting less behind schedule because of all the things that you've put into place beforehand that will save you time. We didn't actually use this lens yesterday because the distance that we had from the bride and groom wasn't that bad, and we were able to zoom it in on an 18-135 on both our cameras, but it's the Tamron 70-300 lens. This thing it's really good, especially on Canon cameras. It doesn't work on my 6500, but on Canon, it gives you that really wide range to work with. Okay, let's see. As you guys know, the Sony a6500 is my main camera. I shot on this essentially all day. This is the Tascam DR60 Mark II audio recorder. Let me get the other case just to be able to show off what my setup with this is. So here's my next case. It's labeled as well on the top. I have a little compartment up here just to hold little things like cleaning cloths, a Sharpie, just little additional things I might want to have So with this setup, with the Tascam DR60 Mark II, what I use this for is recording board audio from the mixer of the DJ. So this entire setup that I'm about to talk to you about is actually what I've learned from Craig Adams. So you'll notice that a lot of the gear I use is stuff that he recommends because, yeah, it does work very well. I have 2 of these clear vinyl cases which contain every charger cable I could ever want or need, and then all of the possible audio equipment that goes with this recorder. So on the bottom of the Tascam, I have Velcro, and on this 20,000 milliamp external battery, I also have Velcro. So basically what I do, I walk up to the DJ, talk to him, tell him what's going on, and plug this up to his setup. As you can see here, pull that out back, this goes right in here. And this thing is 20,000 milliamp external battery. There's 4 bars of power, so essentially each bar represents 5,000 milliamps, I would guess, and I didn't even go down 1. So to say the least, it is plenty of space for recording audio. I recorded 1 hour and 15 minutes straight of the ceremony, and this battery lasts forever. So with this recorder, what you do is you want to have it set on line on this little switch, mic if you're going to use a microphone, and then set the peaking value. So if the audio that's coming in from the mixer board is really loud, you would want to set this peaking value lower so you don't peak too loud. The last thing I keep in there is another MVH500AH Manfrotto monopod or tripod head. I think it's really good to have all of the same heads, so you can switch out cameras between your tripods and monopods, between everything, and that makes it really simple and easy, and this locks really well, and you can trust in this with all your gear. The next thing is this orange backpack. So next we got the Sony 18-105, which is the lens I use on my Sony camera. A little wind muff in case I were to need that, but the entire wedding was inside. In here, I keep all of my SD cards. I try to organize it either based off of second shooter, first shooter, or these are all the recordings from the day that I've already exported onto the computer, and this is stuff that wasn't used for that video. Waterproof, protects my stuff, really great. But if you can't tell, this is the Zhiyun crane. Got a mounting plate on top, so it's easy to change stuff out. Batteries never run out. For the tripod I use in the back of the room, this is the Mangus VT4000. Ideally, I will have already upgraded to the Manfrotto in the soon future so that I have the same head on every tripod, but for now this is working fine. It's a good tripod, but the only reason I would say not get this is for some reason they made it where this piece does not move past the top of this. And that has become a problem with locking down the movement, which can be really annoying. The 2 pieces of gear that I love so much for shooting weddings, they literally work so well, and I have had no complaints about either of these. So this is the Manfrotto monopod. The base comes out. It's not a locking base, but it is very smooth, and it has that Manfrotto head on top, which came with this. What do I use this monopod head for? Well, I have the Sirui locking base monopod, which is incredible, and I'll tell you why. It was probably the most valuable piece of gear I had on the wedding yesterday. Comes with a really nice case. And what I love about this, the base pieces, the legs, are so much bigger. And the best thing about this is that I can lock it and leave it, and it is perfect to stay on its own. If you have any questions, the products are linked below. You can check them out, find out more details about them, and maybe go back to some of my other videos to see other stuff that I've talked about, which I didn't really go into much detail in this video. So with that being said, if you have any questions about the wedding day or anything else you would like to know, just comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.